Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Time Machine. I'm Harper, and today I'm drawing and painting Tetsuo from the super famous manga and animated film, Akira. When I was writing the voiceover script for this video, I thought about just having Tetsuo and Kaneda yell each other's names back and forth for 10 minutes like they do in the movie. Tetsuo! Kaneda! Tetsuo! Kaneda! Tetsuo! Kaneda! Tetsuo! Kaneda! Tetsuo? Kaneda? You know, really give it that independent film performance art vibe. But, on second thought, that seemed really passive-aggressive. So I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'll just give you a basic rundown of the movie in case you've been living under a rock or if you're only 5 years old. Because I mean, really, what hasn't already been said, critiqued, and dissected about this manga and film? I think it's already been fully covered pretty well by a bunch of other, much smarter people. This awesome Japanese cyberpunk manga was written and drawn by Katsuhiro Otomo. It launched in 1982, finished in 1990, and is over 2,000 pages long. Holy shitballs! I can barely finish drawing a 22-page issue. The film reportedly cost $5.5 million to make, and at the time, 1988, it was the second most expensive animated film in history. And it shows. This thing is a good-looking beast. The manga was way longer and more involved, but I didn't read it. So instead, here's the basic plot of the movie that I only saw once, 23 years ago. So I'm sure it's going to be super accurate. A pill-popping vigilante biker gang member named Tetsuo, drawn here with enlarged cybernetic arm, crashes his motorcycle into an Esper, a person with extrasensory perception, and awakens his own dormant psychic powers. The director of a secret government project snatches him up and takes him to a secret lab where they discover he has very powerful psychic abilities similar to Akira, another Esper who destroyed Tokyo 31 years ago. To prevent another disaster, the government wants to hold him and do a bunch of tests and experiments. And they think about killing him too. But spoilers, they don't. Tetsuo's powers start driving him nuts as they get stronger and stronger. And he finds out that Akira, the other Esper, can help him. Akira was captured and cryogenically frozen and stored under the Olympic Stadium. So, Tetsuo breaks out of the hospital lab and rampages across the city to the stadium. On his way, he stops by his old biker gang hangout to get some drugs to control his psychokinetic powers. And because he's out of his mind and thinks everyone's out to get him, he ends up killing a couple of his fellow gang members. So, the biker gang boss and former friend, Kaneda, they rode their motorcycles across the ocean all the way to Canada. What a story. Anyway, Kaneda vows to kill him to avenge his buddies' deaths. When everybody gets to the stadium, Tetsuo grabs Akira's frozen remains, and Kaneda tries to kill Tetsuo with a big-ass gun, but by now, he's way too powerful. Oh yeah, super important part that I forgot. There's some ghost kids who look really old and spooky, and they were Espers back in the day with Akira. They're like super powerful. Anyway, they show up to save Tetsuo because it turns out that they were also experimented on and abused by the government. And they're like, we got your back, bro. Tetsuo is unable to control his powers and mutates into a giant beast singularity thing that consumes all matter. He grows super huge and absorbs Kaneda and Cory, who sadly dies. Whoops. I should have said spoilers. What a jerk. Who's Cory? The Ghost Kids awaken Akira to help stop the Tetsuo monster. In order to save Tetsuo and Kaneda, Akira uses his powers to create another singularity cataclysmic event, a giant explosion like the one 31 years ago, that destroys Tokyo again. Total bummer. In the end, Akira and the spooky Esper kids save Tetsuo and Kaneda, but the explosion destroys the city and creates a giant flood. Oh, but the cool thing is, the flood kills the doctor who is experimenting on the Espers. So f*** that guy. And remember, I've only seen the movie once, so most of this is fraught with inaccuracies. Yeah, I just said fraught. And what are you gonna do about it? Yeah, that's what I thought. There's definitely some long, boring parts in the movie, but overall, it's awesome. An animated classic. As far as the art for this one goes, it's a number 2 pencil followed by a Winsor & Newton Series 7 Sable Size 3 dipped in Speedball Super Black ink, and then watercolor paints. I should have created darker values in the inks for shadows and stuff, but I was trying to just use an outline and simple color, like the film, or some other bullshit excuse for why it looks flat as a pancake. Anyway, I was gonna noodle around on it some more, but then I thought, nah, let's move on, because frankly, this whole video is good for health, bad for education. For even more hot sketchbook action, cool stories about art and life, and dad jokes, check out these rad videos right here. And if you thought this video was better than getting your ass kicked by the Clowns Biker Gang, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on notifications by clicking the bell icon so you'll never miss another sketchbook video right here on the Time Machine. Thanks for watching.